What's going on, my friends? Welcome back to another replay cast from the ladder. We've got in the top left hand corner action, and in the bottom right JyJ. Blue versus purple. Definitely like the purple Zerg. Magenta Zerg may be my favorite, but I've been messing around with orange recently. Kind of looks like the Goku Trunks, if you know what I'm talking about. The gi. Trying out that color. I think it looks pretty good on Zerg, but white's not bad either. Magenta's good. What else is good on Zerg? I don't know, a lot of the colors kind of suck. There are a few decent ones. Blue Terran's not too bad either. I like Blue Terran. If I was playing Terran, I'd probably have blue as my go-to color. But you can't really choose your color on ladder, so these guys just getting randomized here. We are on Fighting Spirit, by the way. Not my favorite map. And this position here, actually a little bit hard for the Terran to hold on behind their mineral patches. This one is the worst. Bottom left. Way worse than bottom right, but it still can be a little bit of a problem. You know, the mutas can fly around the back here, so they can harass this area right here, and especially this top patch. So you kind of have to put your turrets here, but then they can fly through here and harass this bottom patch and some of these side patches here, which can be really annoying. So a lot of options here for action if he decides to go for a Mutalist build here, which he probably will. Most likely we're going to see Mutalist coming out this game, and JyJ, it'll be his problem to stop. It'll be his job to deal with that. And our second base is on the way here. I believe it was a 12 pool. I didn't see if it was a 12-12-12, but we are at 12-13 drones in the pool. So I think this was just 11 or 12 hatch, and then 11 or 10 pool, and then that gas after, and then go ahead and build drones, because it seems like all the drones are popping out at the same time. It's not a huge difference. It's not a huge deal, and we'll end up seeing from the build kind of what he's done. If he goes ahead and throws down another hatch here, then we're going to know that he added on more drones before adding the pool and the gas here. Otherwise, it's probably that lower econ build with less drones and getting those buildings out just a teensy bit faster. A few Marines are headed across the map here. Just one drone running away from that. We have a single pair of Lings, and speed is on the way already. So these Lings are going to come out with two pairs now, chasing down this SCV. He could end up losing a drone in his natural. He'll have to pull away like really fast here if he wants to keep that alive. If that's what JyJ wants to go for. He's just kind of sitting here waiting for more Marines. It's like a fourth and a fifth one going to show up here soon. The SCV going to run on out here, and the Marines are going to just try to take pot shots at the Lings. Okay, he doesn't actually want to go in here. I think he's just going to back away now. But he wanted to try and pick off a Ling or two. That didn't end up working. Now he's in a bit of trouble because Ling speed is about to finish, and there's 6 Lings here already. Is he gonna end up losing all these Marines? That could be really bad. This is actually not that many Lings, and without the speed, I don't think he can get in there and finish that off. Here comes the SCV coming in once again. Gonna get that scout off. Marines are on their way back home, but they're still in a very vulnerable position. Here's that Ling speed. It finishes. Ling speed finishes, and all the Lings jump right on top of this. Marines are all going to die. JyJ with the risky play there ends up paying the price, the iron price. Is he gonna lose this game because of that? It's like SCVs are being pulled. Pretty good SCV pulls from JyJ so far. He needs to keep these Lings from getting inside the main base or on top of these Marines. Oh boy, good pullback there. Just barely getting those SCVs in the front once again. Managing to hold back the Lings for just a moment, and now he will get back to mining. He does have to be careful of this area right here. He still can run by with Lings. If there were more Lings on the way, he would be in a lot of trouble. But fortunately for him, there are not now some mutas are going to pop out here very, very soon. We've only got 3 drones mining on the mineral patches, so Action playing a very, very tight game here. Not a lot of room for error right now. He's going to bring these mutas across the map and hit at a very early timing, but he's not going to have much behind it. Only 19 drones are available right now, and you guys, Mutalisks are about to finish and turrets have not started yet. In fact, the engineering bay is not finished. This could be a really big problem for JyJ here. His eBay is going to finish at like 6 minutes, I guess. During that panic, during that time where he was microing his SCVs here in the main, he made a mistake, didn't throw down the eBay in time. And these mutas are already crossing the map here. It's starting up the very first turret, but it's going to be a bit slow here. In come the mutas. They're going to get some damage for sure. 100%. Just 3 here, so it takes quite a few volleys to kill an SCV, but he's going to start adding on more mutas. He picks off that next SCV, and he even runs in the main with some Lings as well. Going after some more SCVs here. Lings in the main are going to go after a turret if they can. Killing any turrets, stopping any turrets from building here in the main would be huge. Going to go after a Marine now. And the mutas are going to fly in this back path. This one I was telling you guys about earlier. It is a deadly one. Picking off just his last couple of mutas. He still has enough, or last couple of Marines, excuse me. He still has enough mutas to hit and one-shot these Marines at the moment. But he is going to lose one more muta, and I don't think he has enough now. Oh, he does, just barely. So how many do we have here to one-shot? 4 mutas are required to one-shot. I thought it was more than that, to be honest. But he is still doing a great job making them all fire. More mutas are spawned out here. Oh, a drone as well. Just a little bit of a mistake there for Action. Gonna send that on back home. That is pretty big error, actually, because he's only got 4 drones here on his natural mineral patches. Really could use some extra income at this moment. Mutas are gonna fly right on back in. I don't know why my right clicks aren't working. There we go. We're tracking the Mutalisks now as they hang out on this right-hand side. It's a great position for the Zerg player. He's actually doing quite a bit of damage to these barracks at the moment. And JyJ just not able to push this away right now. He really needs to start throwing down more buildings over here. Perhaps getting some turret coverage at this area would help. That's a lot of turrets in the natural. He's preparing for the Mutalisks all-in at this moment, and the Mutalisks all-in can still come here. Flyer attacks is just about to finish, so that's going to be a big power spike here for these mutas. If Action keeps getting damage, he may end up just continuing to pull the trigger. Just keep on going. Get that 3rd gas up and non-stop muta production. Try to end this game. We'll see, though. Action flying back in here. He's going to go after some of these turrets. Picks off 2. Picks off 3. No. Nice repair there. JyJ keeps the 3rd turret alive. At least for now. Comes back in. Picks it off again. Action doing a great job breaking line of sight and then coming back in the moment that JyJ is not prepared. Good amount of mutas here at the front. Has to be careful, though, not to run into these Marine Medic. Would take a lot of damage if you were to do so. Factory is on the way. Scans are going down. There's no defense here at the natural, so pretty soon Action is going to have to pull away from this. He cannot stay here and fight forever. 2 overlords in the middle of the map. Those could have been major pickoffs here for JyJ, but just walking past them to the south here, doesn't see those extra overlords crossing the map. More mutas popping out here. Action's been non-stop producing these mutas so far. He sends 1 muta back. It does die. That was a low HP muta. And he's going to come in and get aggressive here. Action readying the forces. He's got more than 1 control group of mutas. It looks like about 15 mutas here in this group. He's sending out a few Lings as well. Lings to tank, and the mutas are just going to go in here. Whoa, bit of a miss micro there from Action, but getting everything together and firing at the same time is tough to do, and he cleans up this army. Very nicely done here by Action. Taking JyJ's Marine Medic force off the map is a huge win here, and it's going to allow him to continue to put on this pressure. He still doesn't have that third gas just yet. He's actually adding on a what's this called? Sorry, Hydralisk Den. Jesus, what is wrong with me? He's adding on the Hydralisk Den. He's gonna have a transition eventually. He's got the Queen's Nest coming up as well. It's a perfect time to throw down those tech buildings, by the way, is when you kill that Marine Medic Ball out on the map. As soon as that goes down, dropping a Queen's Nest and a Hydralisk Den, also starting the Carapace upgrade, you know that your opponent's not going to have a huge amount of forces to try to attack you here, so just dropping those down at the moment is very, very good. Oh man, he's running in with some Marines. Don't know what those were meant to do. I guess he wanted to run in and try to kill a couple of drones, but it's not going to end up working out for him, and he's actually being surpassed now in workers by Action, who's up to 31 at this moment. Still pumping out Marine. He's only able to can only afford to produce off of one starport at this moment. Looks like he will be producing some Valkyries, but unfortunately for him, Hydra is already out, and it's going to be morphed to Lurker here very, very soon. JyJ in a lot of trouble right now. Let's see if he can take some good fights against these mutas and start to push across the map with the Valkyrie. Valkyrie coming out here. Needs to do insane amounts of work and get him into a better position. Lurker upgrade is just about finished. That Lurker aspect is now done. Right now. Okay. Okay, it's done. There we go. The Lurkers are gonna morph. And I've been in this situation before with Lurkers morphing and the front being threatened. You've got to get these out as soon as possible. Only one was able to build. Oh my god, he's maybe supply block? No, he's not. He's got to build more Lurkers here. The Marines are going to try and break through, and if he breaks this position and gets surrounded on these Lurkers, he might be able to win this game still. Although more Marines are showing up, Lurkers are popping out. He tries to focus down the Lurker as best he possibly can, but it doesn't work out. The Lurkers are still here, but they're spreading their shots pretty significantly. He needs a scan. He doesn't have one, it seems, at this moment. Maybe no scan available. Will just have to back away. A close hold is better than no hold at all for the Zerg at the moment. Holding this off and reducing all of the Marine count is going to work out heavily in Action's favor here. Looks like JyJ wants to try and run up this ramp as quickly as possible. He's running for it, hitting the stim button and sprinting over here, but Action a little bit too quick for him. Going to move those Lurkers over to that left-hand side just in time. Now, immediately on burrowing here, Action going to send his Lurkers across the map. A little bit wild. I thought he was going to keep those in a defensive position, but immediately goes ahead and sends them over here to the natural. Mutas are all but cleaned up at this point, but Lurkers are starting to pump out en masse. Looks like these Lurkers on a secret mission. 007 Lurkers here, wandering all the way around the outside of the map. They are going to position themselves outside the natural here for JyJ, and this actually does a lot. You see this out here on the map? This is now a cut-off force. It doesn't have any way of being reinforced at this time, and that's a problem. Because if JyJ can't get out on the map, oh yeah, losing your rallies is also a big deal, but if you can't get out on the map with your units and reinforce this army, eventually this is going to get surrounded and killed. There's really no two ways about it. A Defiler is already out. Consume is just about done. We're only just starting to radiate here, so JyJ is having a very, very tough time right now. He is looking forward to that later game, but I just don't think it's gonna be able to come here. It's not gonna be able to make it to the later game. We've restricted the Zerg player to 3 bases, but it's gonna be enough here to push forward. Oh my god, here's the Defiler. Oh, he targets the Defiler. Really nicely done there. Do we have another Defiler on the way? Looks like we don't. So maybe JyJ just barely saving his skin here at the moment. Looks like he's gonna try and break out. These Lurkers are dealing huge damage. More Lurkers are gonna run forward. Nothing in the bunker. Okay, only 2 Marines wind up in that bunker. 4, 5 Lurkers here at the front. Bunch of Lings help out to DPS that down. And it looks like Action gonna get here into the natural. Now, This is not the end of the game, guys. This is not a death sentence here for JyJ, but losing the command center is. He's got to lift that. Okay, he does lift the command center and backs away. Oh my god, Scourge could kill this. Scourge could absolutely kill this. Looks like he's just going to run up this ramp here instead, going for the Science Vessels. He gets 2 of them. Very nice kills there. 2 Science Vessels going down is a huge, huge deal. It's like JyJ with just barely a couple of Marines holding on. He kills that last lurker. 1 more runs up the ramp. Marines here in between the barracks are able to trade reasonably well here against the Lings, but the lurkers have to be killed or they will just continuously kill the Marines as they pop out. Getting on top of the resupply here. The supply train for JyJ would be a death sentence, a killing blow, but another Defiler finally makes its way across the map. Here it comes, consuming everything now. Looks like using the Dark Swarm on that Lurker. Lurker is going to end up dying. Dark Swarm goes down on the ramp. Firebats are popping out now. Firebats very, very good in this situation where your opponent is on low income, doesn't have very much in the way of gas, and is just spamming out Lings, trying to finish you off. Firebats are going to be hugely important, and Firebats are coming out en masse now. Tons of Firebats pop out. Looks like he did a full round of Firebat, and he's going to try and break this ramp. A little bit of a preemptive move out here with that CC. The CC moving forward right now. I don't think that's going to work, but he needs to break this ramp first. He's coming down. He's going to fight the Lurker here at the bottom of the ramp, doing a lot of damage to these Firebats, but he does pick that off. Oh, don't lose any of these Science Vessels. He does lose 1 Science Vessel, unfortunately. Another Dark Storm goes down as another Defiler reaches the natural here. A lot more Lurkers coming up as well. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this. A Plague goes down on all these units, including the Science Vessels as well. That's such a painful Plague, and it looks like JyJ going to be forced back up onto the high ground once again. Now with Plague in play, it's going to be so much harder to make his way down here. More and more Lurkers are popping out. Looks like there's really not much mining here for Action. He's only got a few drones, but it is enough, boys. Enough drones to take this all the way. He's going to run up this ramp. Unfortunately, the Marines kind of in range of these Lurkers on the low ground, not able to kill all of these SCVs, and now they're going to run rough over top of these Marines. The Marines all die. GG is called. Action taps out. That was a beautiful, beautiful all in there by Action after finishing off the Marine move out there with the Mutalisk. He did a great job of just following that up with a nice quick Spire, no, with a nice quick Hive, excuse me, going right into Defiler and ramming it down the Terran's throat. Okay, I did manage to find another replay of JyJ versus Action as they laddered up, met each other once again. We'll see if JyJ can find a way to avenge himself here against Action, who's spawning down in the bottom left-hand corner. We are now on Vermeer, boys. One of the best maps really right now on the ladder. Really, probably the best map, actually, in terms of just balance and overall fun to play meta maps that are out there. This is probably one of the best, and I think it's like a perfect replacement for things like Polypoid. Vermeer it's just a hell of a good map, and I don't see why anyone would have this in their veto list unless they like to play cheesy and just don't want to play standard. That's fine. A lot of players out there like that, but they do not have my respect. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Playing off meta, making up new builds, it's kind of fun. We do have fun with that sometimes on the ladder, but learning how to play standard is, of course, very, very important as well. Both these players got to where they are not by doing a lot of cheeses, but by being incredibly, incredibly solid in the standard macro meta that prevails here in the ZVT. And look at that. This is pretty cool. Putting the spawning pool here just to make sure that this drone follows the direct path here to the hatchery. I thought that this actually boosts the drone, but I could be wrong. There we go. Now it's boosting. Okay, that drone is now being boosted. Look at it. It's got its turbo boots on. It's got its Nikes all pumped up. And now it's on the wrong patch. Okay. No more boost. That's okay. Got the early game minerals. That's the most important thing. Now on to the next stage of the game. Lings are out here on the map. 6 Lings, actually. So he must have gone for an earlier pool. Maybe an 11 hatch or 11 pool here. Getting into that gas pretty quickly as well. There's the natural. So yeah, definitely something like an 11 pool going down here. And he's going to try and put on that pressure. But JyJ is sitting here on the top of his ramp with 3 SCVs. This is why I personally don't enjoy going for this type of style. If your Terran opponent doesn't throw down a early CC, it really doesn't get much done. This is really meant to counter the Terran players who are skipping Marines and actually just going for really quick CC. You see it sometimes on the ladder. They'll just go ahead, build like 1 Marine, or not even sometimes 1 Marine. They'll just build a CC and scout with 2 SCVs and then start the Marines after. And if you have these Lings out on the map, you get over here, you force the cancel, and then they have to build the CC on high ground. They lose a lot of minerals. So I think that's what Action was going for. Fortunately for him, it's not really going to work out in this game. JyJ taking a nice safe expansion here now is going to throw up that supply depot as well, knowing that he doesn't actually need a bunker because his opponent's going to be switching into heavy drone production here and trying his best to catch up after that early pool. Now, sending out these Marines once again. This is something JyJ seems to really like to do. It didn't pay off for him in that last game. It really didn't pay off for him. It ended up costing him a ton of Marines in the early game, but he likes to do it for whatever reason. Coming out and trying to pick off the Lings that are actually chasing the SCV. Now getting kind of outmaneuvered at the moment with the Lings now heading in towards the main base. This could be a real problem here. He does pull the SCVs though. And with the SCV pull, he's going to dive on top of these Lings. Action sensing he wasn't going to be able to get by this little wall here with the SCVs. Pulls away and loses about 3 Lings for that run by. Now Ling speed is done. 3 more Lings going to join the pack. Actually 2 more after that. So as the Spire comes up here, Action going to be looking for a little damage. Maybe he can dive in there, snag a few Marine kills, maybe go around behind this army and actually try to get on top of some turrets that are building. No, he's just going to back away for now. JyJ, he looked like he was moving out, and that could have been great for Action, but Action ducks in and sees the Marines, and the JyJ Marines fall back immediately, seeing that Ling speed is done. He doesn't want to lose Marines like he did last time, and now Action's Lings are just doing nothing, sitting out here by themselves, really kind of useless at this point. As the medic joins the pack here, this Marine medic force should be able to move out on the map and not be afraid of this small Ling number at all. A drone heading out on the map. Looks like Action wants to take probably top left, I would assume. But his Spire is now done, and a ton of mutas are going to be popping out here, heading across the map, looking for some damage. Where is the eBay? There it is. It's done. So look, he didn't feel that early pressure this game. And this time, his eBay is done at the proper moment, and these turrets will be finished before the mutas can cross the map as well. So that's a good adjustment here from JyJ. Making sure that he gets that eBay down no matter what's going on the map. Very important building to make sure it starts on time. Now 3 barracks are going to come out. This is exactly the same 3 barracks and almost exactly the same position that JyJ had in that last game. Seems to me that he likes this 3 barracks play. Maybe he goes for a factory after this. I'm not sure, but it seems like this is a stylistic choice from JyJ. He likes this build. I've never heard of 3 barracks. I've heard of 4 barracks. I've heard of 2 barracks. And I've heard of 6 barracks play or 5 barracks play. But I've never heard of anyone just specifically going for 3 barracks and then going factory. That seems a little bit interesting to me, but I am not a Terran main, so I can't speak to it for sure. Now, Action taking some trades against these mutas. Now, generally, when you take trades against the Marines here in the front like this, it's because you've got a plan for taking the map early, maybe putting on some aggressive action towards this Terran player. Otherwise, you kind of just want to go and harass the SCVs, switch into your Hydralisk Den, and only if the Marines and medics move across the map, that's when you kind of want to pounce on them and start to, you know, whittle down this force before it reaches your natural so that you can survive it. But right now, Action, he's kind of going down the middle of the road here. He's really harassing this Marine medic force. Not harassing the minerals at all, not harassing the SCVs, and then also kind of transitioning at the same time. He hasn't thrown down the Hydralisk Den yet, and he's got this base in the top left. So maybe he just wants to go mass muta here. It seems like that may be the choice, but behind this, JyJ already has 2 starports on the way. You know, he hasn't powered up to like 5 barracks here, so he's gonna have quite a few. Oh god, he's gonna lose a ton of Marines here. He loses a bunch of Marines, but does get the reinforcement going. He's gonna have a bunch of Valkyries potentially out here. Actually, I don't see an armory, so maybe it's gonna be straight into Vessel. Actually, that seems more and more likely by the moment here. As those 2 finish up, that's gonna start, and with those Marines being killed, looks like that seems to be the time when Action wants to throw down his Hydralisk Den and his Queen's Nest, and he does so right away, forcing everything back to the natural. That's gonna signal his time for transition as the science facility comes up here. JyJ doesn't want to move out with this force right now. This is an error that a lot of Terran players make, is they want to try and get out on the map at this moment. They feel like they've let the Zerg go for too long, and the Zerg transition is coming. They know it. They scan it. They see it. They know the transition is coming. They want to get out on the map and do some damage. But the thing is, you really have to wait for these 2 vessels. The vessels are going to pop out soon, and that's going to increase this Marine Medic Ball's power exponentially. Now, if this Marine Medic Ball gets picked off on the map, and then the vessels pop out, you can't move out on the map with just pure vessel. You have to wait until you can get more Marine Medic out, and that just leaves the Zerg with so much time to sit back and really get into their upgrades, really get into their tech, and make that transition super, super strong. So JyJ moving out on the map, I don't like this. I want to see him sit back and wait for these vessels, but he's not going too deep at the moment. He's just heading over here towards the natural. Sitting up on top of this high ground is a nice place to be. And he's gonna reinforce this. Where are the vessels? No vessels as of yet. They're just about done. There they are, popping out now, and he makes his way over here to the natural. Lurkers are about to start. There we go. 3 lurkers start in this natural. This is, again, a very tense moment here between JyJ and Action right at the transition point. The lurkers are morphing in their eggs, and he's gonna run in and try to kill this sunken colony. He kills it off very, very quickly. Mutas are going to start to hit these Marines, and drones are starting to fall as well. We're at 33 drones, but many more could fall here. Mutas are getting very, very low. There's only a few more left. Lurkers pop out. They burrow. He's got a target here perfectly. He targets the one on the right. He targets... No, he does not target again, but all the Marines have died. More lurkers pop out, and every single medic goes down. What a hold there from Action. Still at 33 drones, popping up now to 35, and this is now again a great point for transition here for Action. He's going to start his Defiler Mound, his Nidus Canal, a bunch of upgrades here all at the same time. As that army goes down, it's not likely that JyJ will be able to move out for quite some time. He's sending out this little force here with 4 science vessels and a bunch of Marines, but this can't move out. He needs more medics. He needs more Marines before he can try and take the map. And now he's going to start to move forward, but it would have been so much nicer, I feel, if he would have waited for these 2 first vessels to pop, come across the map here and just irradiate, and then maybe try, like, roll up to this top right-hand corner and get some more irradiates down. Just keep doing that. Oh my god, he loses a science vessel. That is so bad. Losing your first science vessel here is JyJ after losing so many. Oh my god, he gets another one. He gets another one. No, he does not get the third one. That was really, really close, though. Action. Beautiful. Beautiful play out of him in order to get those first 2 science vessels. This is going to limit really JyJ's movement by so much. He's going to have such a hard time breaking through any of these positions with just 2 science vessels left over. It's going to be incredibly, incredibly hard. It looks like he's actually like rallied over here, or did he just right click or A-click his stuff across the map? Not really sure. JyJ here moving up towards the top right-hand corner. Action set up here on this high ground. Is he going to go for a D-Matrix? Try to bust this ramp. He's got 2 fire bats. Let's see if he decides to go for it. He just recently stimmed and everything got healed up. So is he going to go for it? Double stim here. Yeah, there we go. The fire bats are going to run up this ramp. He runs by all of these lurkers here and just barely going to crack this. Lurker is here. There is that Nidus Network. Can he pop something out? He consumes 1 drone, throws down the Dark Swarm. Needs to consume another. He really needs to consume more. Oh my god, he taps out. GG. Action gives up there. A really nice break by JyJ, and that's just how it is in this matchup, guys. You can do just about everything right here, but one tiny mistake, like maybe not having the lurker a little bit farther down. You know, he had all his lurkers up here. That allowed JyJ to move through this area here and past the lurker spine so that they couldn't hit in a straight line on the Marines as they walk up. If he has lurkers here, here, and here, there's no way you can breach this ramp. Absolutely no way. And we did see him adjust 1 lurker at the last moment, but he didn't spread them out so that they could fire down in a cone on top of these Marines, and JyJ takes that game pretty handily there against Action, getting his vengeance for that first game. Big props to JyJ. And there you guys have it. Here is your replay information, our statistics for this game. I hope you enjoyed this replay cast. If you did, make sure to give a like and comment down below. My name is SaintSC. I will see you guys in the next cast.